What's on, mini fans? This video continues on from my last for raised walkways. So this time we're making some magnetized railings and a ladder. If you like anything in the video, feel free to like, subscribe and ring that notification bell to stay up to date with my content. But liking really helps with YouTube and, you know, my reaching new people. So I do appreciate that. In the description box, I have some affiliate links, some Amazon ones for my most used items, and one for Element Games, which is a UK-based company, and they also cater to EU, and it's just everything for your hobby needs. They do models, paints, you know, all hobby stuff, and it's a decent discount. So follow that link if you're interested. I also have a link to my Patreon for any template used, free of charge. Anyway, enough of this, let's get on to crafting. Okie dokie, to begin, I've printed out the template on cardstock and then glued it down to 2mm chipboard, and then I go ahead and cut everything out, which takes ages, but there we go. Just my one tip: use a sharp blade, have a sharpening stone next to you, and just use it every so often. The little circles on the template are to show where I'm going to drill holes. So for the supports, they're a bit bigger because I'm going to use barbecue skewers. And then for the ladder, they're smaller because that's just cocktail sticks. So I just go ahead and start drilling these out with a pin vise. But initially I'm just doing the supports like either side. But after a few, I decided to glue them all together and then just drill straight through. So I'm a little bit inaccurate on some of them, but it's fine. Alrighty, we're on to assembling the ladder straight away. So I just glue the two sides together using PVA. And then after this, I've cut a load of cocktail sticks and I've done them 2.4 centimeters. And the 4mm is like to go into the chipboard. So the actual rung will be 2 centimeters wide. And I just glue these in with PVA as well. I want to make the ladder a bit sturdier. So I've just cut, it's just a bit of an offcut off the template. It's 2 centimeters, or a couple of these, 2 centimeter strip by 6 mil high, and I glue on some granny grating which I've cut down, and then just PVA glue this in at the top and bottom of the ladder right at the back. On to the railings. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm using barbecue skewers. Now, I did have a bit of an issue here, because the ones I already had, I didn't have enough of. So I bought some more, but they are thicker. So I had to re-drill all those holes with like my biggest pin vise drill bit. But anyway, what I've done is for the long wall section, the long walkway sections, they're 20 centimeters. The other ones are 11 centimeters. And I've put a mark 2 centimeters from the end, because that's where the support's going to sit. So then I just whack all of these on, which does take a while. Woohoo, onto rivets. Only a few on this one. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, these are fingernail beads, grab a cocktail stick, bit of blue tack, get some super glue ready on something, and then just pick up a rivet, dip it in the super glue, whack it into place. Boom, job is done. Onto magnets. So I'm doing pretty much the same principle as the rivets. I've got a cocktail stick or barbecue skewer in this case, bit of blue tack, pick up the magnet, dip it in super glue, whack it into place, and then to make them a bit more secure, I blob on a load more super glue and baking soda. Onto finishing touches now. There are some gaps between the chipboard sides of the ladder and the supports, so I just fill these using, well, filler, and then sand it all down after to make it nice and smooth. Now, I didn't have any sanding sticks, so I just made my own. I just used some coffee stirrers, glued some fine grain sandpaper to them, cut it down, and then yeah, just sand everything down. After all of that, I seal everything with watered down Mod Podge. Onto painting, and it's my kind of standard paint job now, I guess. So I've primed everything and then base coated burnt umber, and then given it a dry brush of dark silver and then another light dry brush of bright silver. That's all off camera, because if you've seen any of my videos, you've seen it all before. And then just using a knackered old small brush, I stipple on a light blue onto the railing supports, trying to leave some of that silver showing through. For the ladder, I want hazard stripes on both of the outside, panels. So I've painted it all black and then masked it off, using masking tape, and then love this trick so much. I will do it every time now. So you paint over that masking tape again with the black or the base color. Once that's dried, sponge on a flesh tone, and then once that's dried, sponge on yellow, and then peel off that masking tape, and boom, no leaking, beautiful. Time for a wash. I give everything a once over with my homemade black wash and just dab it off on some of the coloured bits. Onto some weathering. So I sponge on burnt umber, just on some of like the hazard stripes and the supports, and then where I want rust on the metal. Then after that's dried, sponge on orange over the tops of the bits which are rust. And then I just do a bit of staining with some inks. And that's the project complete. Here's some photos of the finished pieces. I think these turned out really well for a pretty simple project. I will continue with this kind of series in the next video, and I'll do some stuff to go in under the walkways. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Cheers for now.